Hi Hannah, nice to meet you.
Hi.
So I understand that you were referred to me by your GP because you've been experiencing some anxiety difficulties.
Yeah. I guess it kind of started like 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
It escalated a bit. I've just recently moved out from living with my parents, so it's made it a bit worse, I think.
Okay, is this the first time that you've left home?
Yeah, it is the first time actually. Yeah. I was going to a few years ago. I just thought it would be easier to stay at home. So.
Okay, so it's been quite a big step and a big change, and it sounds like that was what led you to go to your GP.
Yeah.
So how has that changed things for you?
Do you know, it's kind of, I haven't really told anyone, so I mean, it's made it like better in the sense that I feel hopefully this is it, like it'll help. But I don't know, I don't like thinking that I've had to do this. I never thought I'd like be the kind of person who'd have to actually go and like get help, if that makes sense.
Okay, so how do you feel about being here today?
A bit like scared. I don't know, hopefully it will help.
Okay, so you've been feeling a little bit anxious about today?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess just going back to why you went to the GP and how you've ended up kind of coming here today. So it sounds like you've been experiencing anxiety for quite a few years, but just recently you moved out of home for the first time, and that was what kind of led you to go to the GP. So how did that change things? How were things after you moved out?
I thought that they'd be better, but because I thought I'd have to kind of be independent, but it's actually a lot worse. I'm just kind of staying in the house a lot. I don't really have any friends or anything. I mean, my family come and visit a bit, but it's not, I don't know, it's kind of scary because I've just been kind of literally just in the flat by myself, which I always thought I'd like, but I don't actually like it.
Okay. So what are the kind of difficulties that you have been experiencing?
I mean, I'm a photographer, so I kind of, it's been stopping me a bit, my anxiety, from being able to get work, and because every time, you know, there's an opportunity that is kind of involving me having to interact with people, I just tend to just turn it down. So I was kind of making things hard in that respect, and just kind of friends-wise and everything, I just feel like I'm just kind of increasingly more alone. So it's kind of stopping me from making friends and, you know, like relationships and stuff.
Okay, so you said that your difficulties are getting in the way of you doing certain things, so they're stopping you from taking up kind of certain types of work, and as a freelance photographer, I guess that can be kind of a problem. And they're also stopping you, or you feel like it's stunting you socially. You're not kind of able to make new friends and get to meet new people.
It was kind of easier when I was at home because I was obviously, I mean, my parents and stuff, that's fine, but you know, I'd go to places with them, or I'd kind of have people there, but more and more I'm just finding myself just staying in a lot. I mean, I went like 2 weeks ago for coffee with my friends, and the whole time I was just kind of wanting to go home again. So I don't want that to happen. I don't want to lose everyone.
So you're kind of worried about where this is going to lead to?
Yeah.
Okay. So you said that you first noticed the anxiety kicking in when about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So you would have been about 19?
Yeah.
And what was happening around that time?
I guess I'd finished school about a year before that. And I mean, I've always been a bit shy at school, but it was never ever, like it didn't really affect things as much as, not at all as much as it has been doing the last few years, I guess. It just started when like my friends went to university, and I don't know, I felt like I was expected to kind of move out or just do something, and then it just kind of escalated from there. I'd just stop going to parties, or I'd just say no to invitations, or I don't know, I thought my job would help because, I mean, I love it. I really like doing photography, but I'm just kind of getting less and less work as it goes on. So, which is my fault, I keep saying no, but...
What kind of work is the most difficult for you in your job?
I guess when I have to kind of be working with other people, I don't like that. It's like when I'm trying to kind of would do an event or something where there's a lot of people there, not just photographers, but actual, you know, if I'm like taking photos of people, that, I don't know, I just kind of find myself saying no. I mean, I want to do them, but just it's scary, so I just don't do it.
So I guess tell me a bit more about what happens then. So let's focus on maybe an invitation to do a job with, you know, it's going to involve photography with a group of people, and you're going to have social interaction. What kind of thoughts go through your head?
I mean, I get really hot and sweaty, and I feel like everyone's kind of looking at me and thinking that I'm just like really stupid, and I feel like they're all going to be staring and thinking I just can't do my job and I'm just an idiot, and I mean, they'll think that I just look like a weirdo, and I just kind of just try and get out of the situation or just focus on something else. So that's why I like doing shots where it's just me and the camera, because then I can just put all my attention on that instead of having to, you know, be with other people.
Okay, so it sounds like you have quite a lot of thoughts rushing through your head then at the point where you get that invitation and you think, people will look, people will stare, people will think I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
So there's quite a lot about what you think other people will think.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel?
Just makes me feel like an idiot. It makes me feel like I just shouldn't even bother trying to do it anymore. I should just go home, and I think I just don't want to be in that situation. I just feel like everyone else is fine and they're normal, and I'm just the freak who can't like do normal things. And
okay, can you give me an example of a recent situation? Maybe we can focus on that.
Like a work situation, or just
a time when you were maybe doing a job with some people and you felt the social anxiety, you know, that you're describing. You felt that kick in.
Yeah, I was doing a job where it was kind of like a nature shoot, and I was having to work with a lot of different people. And when they told me about the job, I thought it would be fine. I thought it was just going to be a few other photographers, but there were actually people in, you know, I was taking photos of people kind of in the trees and stuff like that, and they asked me to...
That sounds quite interesting. Was that a fashion shoot or something?
Yeah, it was a fashion thing. I think it was for some kind of... I'm not sure if it was a campaign or something, but it was really cool, but I found it really hard to try and focus on that because I was kind of feeling really anxious. And
so it wasn't what you expected?
No, no.
So how long ago was that?
That was 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so it's quite recent.
Yeah.
So on that particular day, what were the thoughts that you had in your head when you were in that situation?
I just felt really kind of hot. I couldn't really breathe, and just felt like I wanted to just get out, and I was kind of trying really, really hard to just focus and just, you know, like kind of hold the camera and just not think about anything. But I just felt like everyone was looking at me, and like when they'd say action and they'd try and get me to start, and I was just felt like everyone was just thinking I was really stupid and I shouldn't have been there. And
I can tell you're getting kind of anxious even just thinking about that day.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're describing quite a lot there to me. So you're saying that you kind of got hot and sweaty. You said that you held the camera.
Yeah.
Do you mean you were kind of trying to hide behind it, or
I was just
what was
trying
that
to focus on it. I was just thinking if I could just hold it really tightly, it would just, I don't know, I'd kind of just be able to just get through it and just focus.
So you're holding the camera very tightly?
Yeah.
And why was that helpful?
Because I felt like I was getting really like hot and flushed, and I just thought at least if I can just, I don't know, it sounds weird, but I was just trying to keep my hands still on it because my hands were kind of sweaty and like shaking like loads, like, and I could just tell everyone was looking and they could see, and I just thought if I just managed to hold on to it, it wouldn't be as noticeable. But
Okay, so it sounds like you had a lot of thoughts going through your head. You said that you're worried that everyone's looking at you. What other thoughts were there that were in your mind?
I was just stupid, and it was just felt really like kind of like everyone was just going to be staring and just thinking that, like, I just felt like everyone was looking at me and just they could tell, and just thinking, oh, what's she doing? And
they could tell what?
Like that, I was just really like sweaty and just.
Oh, okay. So like that they could see that there
was.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was trying to wear black, so it kind of tries to cover it up, and just like a lot of layers so they can't tell. But I mean, my hands, like, they were so shaky and I was really red and just wishing that I just wasn't there.
So, I mean, you've already described it to me a little bit, but if you think about how you looked that day, how do you think you looked?
I think just really stupid, and like, I think my face was really red. I could feel it flushing, and I knew that I was probably sweating and shaking. Like, my hands were definitely really, really shaking. And it was like definitely really noticeable. Everyone could definitely see.
Okay, and what did you do how did you try and conceal that or hide that?
Well, again, I was trying to grip the camera, just look down, just trying not to do anything weird, or because I mean they could probably tell I was being weird anyway. But hopefully, if I just tried really hard to just focus and look down, not look at anyone else, and just kind of try and get on with it as best as I could. But
so you avoided looking at people. It sounds like you wore black as well in kind of preparation anyway.
Yeah, no, I always do that, even if it's really hot, or I wear just loads of layers, and just because otherwise, like, I'll just be really sweaty, and like, just people would definitely be able to see. So.
Okay, and how did it end?
Well, it kind of went on for like an hour or so, and then people were going. Just after every shoot, people go out for drinks after, just to kind of celebrate like that we've done it. But I went home straight away, just got in my car and went home. I just didn't want to be around them, especially after they would have seen me being weird, and I just wanted to get home straight away.
Okay.